900 years ago, a small kingdom sits between towering mountains and endless forests. It isn't the richest kingdom. It doesn't have the largest army. But for generations, it has never been conquered. You're only 23 years old, a young stickman prince who dreams of reading old books, not fighting wars. Your father is the king. He always tells you the same thing. A kingdom is not protected by its walls. It is protected by its people. You never fully understand those words. Until one cold morning, everything changes. A scout rides through the castle gates. His horse is exhausted. His armor is broken. He can barely breathe. The northern army is coming. They've crossed the mountains. Within hours, thousands of enemy soldiers appear across the hills. Their black banners cover the horizon. Their shields shine beneath the morning sun. Their drums shake the valley. Every village in their path burns. Farmers abandon their homes. Families flee into the forests. The kingdom has never faced an army this large. Your father gathers every soldier he can find. Blacksmiths stop making farming tools. Instead, they forge swords. Hunters become archers. Farmers become infantry. Even teenagers volunteer to defend their homes. 3 days later, the two armies meet in a wide green valley. The battle lasts from sunrise until sunset. Steel crashes against steel. Arrows darken the sky. The ground disappears beneath clouds of dust. When the fighting finally ends, the enemy retreats. But victory comes at a terrible cost. Half of your father's army is gone. Hundreds of families lose fathers, brothers, and sons. That night, the king collapses inside his tent. His wounds are far worse than anyone realized. Before sunrise, he dies. The entire kingdom falls silent. You were never supposed to wear the crown. You spent your childhood studying maps, history, and strange inventions from distant lands. Your older brothers were supposed to become kings, but disease claimed one, war claimed another. Now, only you remain. As the royal crown is placed upon your head, you don't feel powerful. You feel terrified. Outside the castle, the enemy army has already begun marching again. Your advisors beg you to surrender. The people are exhausted. The army is broken. There is no hope. For a moment, you almost agree. But then, you remember your father's final lesson. A kingdom is protected by its people, not its walls, not its gold, its people. Instead of surrendering, you make a decision nobody expects. You abandon the capital, not because you're running away, but because you refuse to lose your army defending empty buildings. The enemy marches into your capital without resistance. They celebrate. They believe the war is already over. They are wrong. While they feast inside your palace, you disappear into the forests with only a few hundred loyal soldiers. The enemy laughs. The young king has become a coward, but hidden beneath the trees, your greatest plan has only just begun. The enemy believes the war is over. Your capital has fallen. Your castle belongs to someone else. Your throne is occupied. Across the kingdom, rumors spread like wildfire. The king ran away. The kingdom is finished. The enemy has already won. But hidden deep inside the forest, you are building something far more dangerous than another castle. Hope. Every night, small groups of villagers quietly arrive at your camp. A farmer carrying an old axe. A hunter with a handmade bow. A blacksmith dragging a cart full of broken swords waiting to be repaired. Even old men, who can no longer fight, spend every day sharpening weapons beside the fire. Nobody is forced to stay. Yet every sunrise, the camp grows larger. You know fighting the enemy head-on would be suicide. So instead, you attack where they least expect it. One night, your soldiers destroy a bridge the enemy depends on. The next week, food wagons disappear on lonely forest roads. Messengers never reach their destination. Supply camps mysteriously burned before sunrise. The enemy commander grows furious. Every time he sends soldiers into the forest, they find nothing. Your army strikes, then disappears again. Months pass. Winter arrives. The invaders begin running out of food. Their horses grow weak. Their soldiers argue among themselves. The easy victory they expected has turned into a nightmare. One evening, a young messenger arrives at your camp completely out of breath. He carries no weapon, only a small wooden flag. One village has joined you, then another, then another. Soon, entire towns begin sending volunteers. Not because they believe you cannot lose, but because they believe you never gave up. For the first time since the invasion, your people are united. Blacksmiths, farmers, hunters, merchants, all stand together, not as separate villages, but as one kingdom. Spring finally arrives. You climb onto a large rock overlooking your growing army. Thousands of Stickman warriors stare back at you in complete silence. You take a deep breath. We are not fighting for revenge. We are fighting so our children will never have to kneel before another king. No grand speech follows. None is needed. Every person already knows why they are here. The army begins marching before sunrise. Across forests, across rivers, across open fields, until the enemy fortress appears on the horizon. The battle begins. Arrows fill the sky. Wooden shields collide. Spears shatter. The fighting lasts for hours. Several times, your army is pushed back. Several times, it stands again. Then, you notice something. The enemy commander has committed nearly all of his soldiers to the center. The forest path on the eastern hill is completely unguarded. Months earlier, you secretly sent a small group of climbers through those mountains. Now, their signal appears. A column of smoke rises behind the fortress. The hidden force attacks from the rear. The invaders panic. For the first time since arriving, they realize they are surrounded. Their lines collapse. Their commander orders a retreat, but is already too late. By sunset, the battle is over. The kingdom is free once again. The people expect celebrations, a massive victory parade, a day of revenge. Instead, you give a different order. No homes will be burned. No prisoners will be executed. Anyone who lays down their weapon may return home. Even your own generals are shocked. Mercy, after everything the enemy had done. Years later, travelers tell stories about the young king who lost everything, only to rebuild an entire kingdom from the forests. Not because he had the strongest army, not because he had the tallest walls, but because he understood something many rulers never do. A kingdom can lose its castles. It can lose its gold. It can even lose its capital. But as long as its people refuse to surrender, the kingdom is never truly defeated. Sometimes, the greatest victories begin with what looks like the greatest defeat.